Good morning, guys. This is View from the Pastor's Study. We are looking at another teaching from Luke. It's the commands of Christ, and it's a kind of significant one coming at, I believe it's the end of the Beatitudes. And Jesus uses a term other than commands. He uses the term sayings. And these sayings ought to prompt action in our life. I think these sayings include commands, but they're not limited to commands. They can be commands, promises, statements of truth. They can be anything, but they imply a change in our heart, our mind, our life. And we suffer the consequences if we don't have those things. So let me share with you the command, and we'll go from there. Verse 46 of Luke 6 says this. This is Jesus speaking. But why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do the things which I say? Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. Couple of things. One is understand everybody gets a storm. Everybody gets a storm. To trust in Christ doesn't mean you won't get a storm. But when you do the sayings of Jesus Christ, when you do what he's commanded, when you respond to what he's promised, when you act on the facts that he's shared with you, you have built a foundation underneath your spiritual house by which you can withstand the storms. But everybody gets the storms. It doesn't matter one way or the other. The Lord reigns in a good and a bad way on the just and the unjust. There is no promise if you follow Jesus that your physical life here on earth will be prosperous and healthy. You can turn your life over to Christ, get cancer, and die within months, and it all happen in the same year and in a different order. So everybody gets the storms. But I want you to see how important it is to do what he says to do and to listen to what he says. Not just do what he says to do, but listen to what he says. We're going through the commands of Christ because we're to be teaching one another all that he's commanded us to do. But we got to do it. We got to do it. So I want to encourage you today. Think about what you've heard. I want to invite you to go. I don't need subscribers, but it's there for your information and help. I'd love subscribers. If you don't, that's fine. Subscribing would only help you to know when a new video comes out and is on the page. But I am intent on doing these commands of Christ, these sayings of Christ, these implied commands, because, church, we need them more than ever, because the storms are here, the storms are coming, and the only way the house is not going to fall into ruin is that the people of God do what they're called to do with regard to the commands of Christ. So I want to challenge you today. Build your house on Jesus. Everything he says, everything he does, every example he sets. Build your house on Jesus, and you will have the strength to withstand the storms that are here and the storms that will come. So it's Saturday. I hope that you'll be in God's house this weekend. I don't know what your church situation is like. I don't know if you're in a situation where you're still dealing with lockdowns. If you're not, get with other believers. Get with other believers and worship God together. There's something about that there is no substitute for. So God bless you, and you have a great Saturday.